Happy morning, students. Welcome to grade 6 English class. Today we are going to have a recap, or you can say as a revision for our upcoming periodic test 1. The portions for periodic test 1 are Unit 1, the prose, who did Patrick's homework, and then Unit 1, poem, a house, a home, and then Unit 2, how the dog found himself a new master, is the prose. And then from supplementary, only one supplementary we are going to study for this upcoming periodic test 1, that is a tale of two birds. And then for grammar, two chapters are there. One is articles and second one is the noun and pronouns, and also the two composition which we have learned. So children, these are the portions, that is Unit 1, poem, prose, and then supplementary. Unit 2, only prose, and then grammar 2 chapters, and composition also 2 chapters. Today we are going to learn the Unit 1, poem, prose, and then supplementary. We shall recall the portions for the periodic test 1 about Unit 1, poem, prose, and then supplementary. The remaining Unit 2, prose, and then grammar, composition, that we shall revise for the next class. So children, listen carefully, don't waste your time, be attentive in the class. Look at this children, this is our Unit 1, prose, who did Patrick's homework. This is our prose, that is a story written by the author Carl Moore. She was an American educator, writer, and also a supporter for children's libraries. So listen children, in this chapter, who did Patrick's homework, the main character or hero of our story is the boy Patrick. This boy Patrick was a lazy boy and he doesn't like to do his homework. He was fully interested in playing games. So now let's recall the summary of the prose. Who did Patrick's homework? How the boy completed his homework? And let's practice the question answer for this lesson. Listen carefully children. The story, Who did Patrick's homework, is a wonderful story which has presented magical realism, that is, which means something that is not magic but a belief, in a beautiful manner. A boy Patrick who gets inspired and feels to work hard by an imaginary elf. Elf means a supernatural being, a tiny creature. He is not only able to complete his work, rather scores high grades. This story, Who did Patrick's homework, conveys the message that self-help works wonders. Now look at the summary of the story, Who did Patrick's homework. Patrick was an active boy who loved outdoor games like hockey and basketball. He was an enthusiastic player but somehow was not interested in studies. Because of his poor interest in studies, he shirked work and was warned strictly by his teacher. Listen children, in this story, Patrick is the hero. The name itself, the title itself, we can understand that the boy is Patrick. The name of the boy is Patrick. He has to do his homework. That is the theme. This boy Patrick was an active boy, an energetic boy. He loved outdoor games like hockey and basketball. He was an active boy, a brilliant boy, whereas he likes to play outdoor games such as hockey and basketball. He was an enthusiastic player, an interesting player, but he was not interested in his studies. Because of his poor interest in studies, He strict work and was warned strictly by his teacher. This boy was not interested in his studies, so often he gets scolding from his parents and also from his teacher. So listen children, Patrick was an active boy, a talented boy. He loved to play only outdoor games like hockey and basketball. Even though he is a good player, he was not interested in studies. That is, he doesn't have interest in studies. Due to his poor interest in studies, he was often warned by his teacher and also by his parents. One day, Patrick observed his cat playing with a doll. But when he looked at it closely, he found that it was a small man, elf, a supernatural being. He was wearing a woolen shirt, a tall hat, and breeches. He was scared of a cat and needed help. He pleaded Patrick to save him, and in return, he promised to grant him a wish. So, listen, children. Patrick was an interesting boy, an active boy who loves to play outdoor games such as hockey and then basketball, whereas he was not interested in his studies, so he often gets scolding from his teacher and parents. One day, this boy Patrick observed his cat playing with a doll. One day, the boy Patrick saw the cat was playing with a doll. The boy Patrick went near to the cat and he looked at it closely. Then the boy found that it was a small man. That is a small man elf. Look at the spelling ELF. Small man elf means a supernatural being, or you can say a man of the tiniest size. A man of small size, tiniest size. He was wearing a woolen shirt with old fashioned breeches and a high tall hat. The small creature, that is a elf, the tiniest size man, a man of the tiniest size, wears a woolen shirt, a tall hat and breeches. Breeches you can say as the short trousers. So the elf wears a woolen shirt, a tall hat and also a short trousers. He was scared of the cat. The elf, the tiniest size man, was scared. Scared means afraid of the cat, and the tiniest size man needed the help of someone. The tiniest man saw Patrick, and the Patrick also have a glance on the cat and also the elf. So the elf pleaded means requested Patrick to save him, and in return he promised to grant him a wish. So when the elf saw the cat and it was afraid, the elf, the tiniest size man, was afraid of the cat and he needed some help. So the elf, the tiniest size man, requested Patrick to save him from the cat, and in return, the elf, the tiniest man, promised Patrick that he will do some help, or the tiniest man promised to grant him a wish. Patrick felt happy and called himself a fortunate one. He asked the elf to do his homework in return. Though the elf was not ready for it yet, he offered to do this for him for 35 days, one semester. So listen children, the boy Patrick was not interested in doing his homework. When he saw the elf, the tiniest size man, both of them done the agreement that the boy Patrick will save the tiniest man from the cat, whereas in return the tiniest man have to do some work for the boy Patrick. Patrick felt happy and called himself a fortunate one. On hearing the words from the tiniest man, Patrick felt so happy about the wish. He can get a wish from the tiniest man, so he felt happy and called himself a fortunate one, a wonderful one. He asked the elf to do his homework in return. So, whereas Patrick asked the elf to do his homework in return, he saved the tiniest man from the cat. In return, Patrick asked the elf, the tiniest man, to do Patrick's homework in return. So the boy saved the tiniest man from the cat, whereas the tiniest man need to do his homework, Patrick's homework in return. Though the elf was not ready for it, he offered to do this for him for 35 days, that is one semester. Patrick ordered the tiniest man to do his homework, that is Patrick's homework, for one semester. One semester means 35 days. It includes 35 days. But the elf was not interested. Even though it is not interested, he offered to do this for him for 35 days. Patrick offered to do this for 35 days. So, the Patrick gave some order to this elf, and the elf also no way he accepted the order of Patrick. However, a problem arose when the elf told that he knew nothing of maths and history. He needed help to do these subjects. Patrick agreed and brought many books to read and consult. He sat next to elf and put in a hot towel to complete the homework. However, a problem arose when the elf told that he knew nothing of maths and history. The elf is an entirely different man, whereas from human beings. So the elf is the tiniest size man. That tiniest man doesn't know anything about the subject maths and history. However, a problem arose when the elf told that he knew nothing of maths and history. The elf openly said in a broad mind that the elf doesn't know nothing about maths and history. He needed help to do these subjects. So the elf asked help from Patrick that to do the homework of maths and history. Patrick agreed and brought many books to read and consult. So being a tiniest size man, the elf doesn't know anything about maths and history. He asked the help from Patrick. Patrick also agreed and bought many books to read and consult. He sat next to elf and put in a hot towel to complete the work. So Patrick also joined with the elf to complete the homework. Exactly after 35 days, when the semester was over, the elf went away quietly. Patrick scored grade A in all the subjects. Everyone appreciated him. He became a very different person who was hardworking, generous, and an exemplary boy. So listen children, after 35 days, that is a one semester passed, the elf went away quietly. The agreement was over. So the went left out Patrick. Patrick scored grade A. He scored good marks in all the subjects. Everyone appreciated Patrick. Even Patrick's parents and also his teachers appreciated him. Patrick became a very different person who was hardworking, generous, and an exemplary boy. Thus, Patrick scored very good marks in all the subjects. So, everyone in his home and also in his school appreciated him. He was become a very different person, that everyone appreciated him, and he scored good marks because he was changed as a hardworking, generous, and an exemplary boy, a different boy. Patrick thought it is elf who helped him score high, but in reality it was Patrick himself who did all the good and changed his score. Patrick thought finally that the work was completed, the homework was completed only by the elf, and with the help of the elf only, he scored good marks and he became a very good boy in his life. Whereas the work was everything done by Patrick only. The elf doesn't know anything about maths and science. So listen children, here the Patrick thought that only the elf has completed his homework, whereas Patrick himself completed the homework. Question answer children. What did Patrick think his cat was playing with and what was it really? So, what did Patrick think his cat was playing with? What is the thing his cat was playing with it and what is it really? Patrick thought that his cat was playing with a little doll. He thought that the cat was playing with the little doll. From the distance, he saw it looks like a doll. It was in fact a very small sized man, an elf. We can call him as an elf, a tiniest sized man. So again listen children, Patrick thought that his cat was playing with a little doll. He thought that his cat was playing with a little doll. When he went near, in fact, it was a very small sized man, an elf. Look at the second question children. Why did the little man grant Patrick a wish? That is why the little man granted Patrick a wish. Patrick had saved the tiniest man's life from the cat by not handing him back to the cat. So he promised to fulfill one wish of Patrick. So listen children, why the little man grant Patrick a wish? Because he was afraid, the elf was afraid of the cat. So Patrick promised him to save from the cat. In return, the little man promised to give a wish to Patrick. So that is the theme here children. Patrick had saved the tiniest man's life from the cat by not handing him back to the cat, by not returning him back to the cat. So he promised to fulfill one wish to Patrick. Question children. What was Patrick's wish? Patrick hated doing homework. His greatest wish was that the little man should do all his homework till the end of the session. Here, what is the wish of the Patrick? Patrick asked a wish from the little man, that is a little elf. So, what is that wish? Patrick, that is the boy Patrick, hated to do his homework. His greatest wish was that the little man should complete all his homework, that is the Patrick's homeworks, till the end of the session, till the end of the semester for 35 days. Children, in what subjects did the little man need help to do Patrick's homework? What are the subjects children? Yes, maths, English and history. The little man needed Patrick's help in maths, English and history. These are the subjects the little man needed help from the Patrick. Look at the next question children. How did Patrick help him? Patrick sat beside the little man and guided him. He brought books from the library and read out to him. Here, the elf doesn't know anything about the subjects, maths, history, everything. Whereas here, how did the boy Patrick help the elf? Patrick sat near the little man and guided him about the subjects. And also the boy Patrick brought books from the library and read out to the that is the elf about the subject. Next question children. Who do you think did Patrick's homework? The little man or Patrick himself? Give reason for your answer. Listen children. It was Patrick himself. Finally, what you have understood, that who has completed the homework, either Patrick or the little man. It was Patrick himself who actually did all the homework. It was the work done by the boy Patrick. He had to help the elf again and again with guidance and books. But he has helped the elf to guide him again and again with a lot of books from the library. It was the boy Patrick himself who actually did all the homework. The boy himself completed the homework. He had to help the elf again and again with guidance and books from the library. Now look at the next poem, children, that is Unit 1 poem, A House and a Home. This poem was written by Lauren Martha Haley. She was born on April 27, 1921 in USA. She was a multi-talented lifelong writer. Listen children, this poem, A House, a Home. This poem has the entirely difference between a house and a home. A house is made up of bricks, cement, wood, stone and tiles and doors. Whereas this is a non-living thing and we can just say this as a material. Whereas this home is a living place, a lovely place where all our family members can share and enjoy our sorrows and joy with all condition. So listen children, in this poem, that is A House and a Home, has explained the difference between a house and a home. Here the poet elaborates on the role that family members play in a home. Now look at the summary of the poem, A House, a Home. Look at the title children, A House, a Home. There is a difference between a house and a home. House is made up of stone, brick, cement and these are all non-living things. Whereas home is a living place which we can share our sorrows and joys with the others. So the poet has tried to differentiate between a house and a home. The main theme of this poem, A House and Home, is the poet has tried to show the difference between a house and a home. Here the entire theme of this poem is the difference between the house and a home. Here the poet says that a house is made of bricks, stone and hardwood. So listen children, here the poet says that a house is made up of bricks, stone and also hardwood, which we can call as a non-living thing. It also has fine paints, chimney, window glass, doors, corridors, roof and tile floors. Here it also, that is the house also has fine paints. It is entirely, the house has entirely painted and there is a chimney also there. Chimney, with the help of the chimney, the smoke from the kitchen can releases out. Chimney and then window glass, doors, corridors. These are the places, corridors and roof which help us to save from sunlight. And tile floors also there. There are tiles also there which is in a square shape. A home is another name for loving family members. So here listen children, the poet, the main theme of this poem is the poet wants to differentiate between a house and a home. There's a lot of difference between a house and a home. Whereas here the poet says that a house is only made up of non-living things. Example we can say as the house is made up of bricks, stone and also it consists of fine paints, chimneys, window glass, doors, corridors, roof and also tile floors. Whereas next he comes about the home. So first he describes about a house, how the house will be and what are the materials required to build a house. Next the poet says about a home. A home is another name for loving family members who take care of each other and work selflessly for one another. Brothers, sisters, fathers and mothers together make a home. It is their unselfish acts of kindness and sharing towards one another that makes a house a home. Listen children, first the poet describes about a house, how the house will be and what are the materials required to build a house. But in the second stanza, the poet entirely describes about a home, how the home will be. What is a home? Home, what is the meaning of a home? The first stanza, the poet describes about a house. That is, what is a house? He gave a explained meaning and the entire meaning about a house. Whereas in the second paragraph, the poet says about the home. What is a home? What is meant by a home? Here the poet says that a home is another name for loving family members. A home, the another name for home, we can say as a loving family members. Family members, loving family. You can say in a short as a loving family. Loving family members who take care of each other and work selflessly without working for themselves, the hard work for others also, where the place we can share our sorrows and joys with others. A home is another name for loving family members who take care of each other and work selflessly for one another. This is the place where others work for each other. Everyone works for others. Example you can say as brothers, sisters, fathers and mothers together make a home. Both father and mother, brother and sister works together and they lived happily in a home. These members make a home. It is their unselfish acts. The unselfish act. Each one won't work for themselves. They work for others also. And sharing towards one another, that makes a house a home. A home is a place where everyone, all the family members shares everything with each other. So that is the meaning present here, children. That is, a home is a vibrant, loving and a lively place where all the family members, father, mother, brother and sister, can share and care and shower their love without any condition. So here the poet says the theme that a house is a non-living thing, whereas it is made only without materials. It is made up of materials such as tiles, roof, chimneys, and then roof and lot of doors. Whereas home is a lovely place, a loving place, a lovely family members. The home consists of a lovely family members, brother, sister, father and mothers, where they live together, join together and they make a home. They live a happy life. They share and care for their love and without any uncondition. Now look at the question answer, children. Do you agree with what the poet says? Talk to your partner and complete this sentence. Listen, children, here the first question is, that is, do you agree with the poet says? The poet says so many words about a house and a home. Do you agree with this? Now let's look at the question, children. The first one, a house is made of dash. Second one, it has dash. Third one, a home is made by dash. Fourth one, it has dash. Now look at the answer, children. The first one, a house is made up of. What is the house is made up of? The poet describes in the first stanza, that is, the house is made up of hard bricks, stone and wood. Bricks, you all know, children, the house is made up of bricks, stone and wood. Now look at the second question. It has dash. That is, the house has. Here it refers to the house only. A house has dash. What are the things a house has? Window glass, a yard. Yard means a backyard, the place where we can find at the backside of the house. A yard, chimneys, tile floors, doors and roof. These are the things we can see in the house is made up of. So window glass, a yard, chimneys, tile floors, doors and also a roof. Look at third question, children. A home is made by. First the poet asked about a house is made up of, whereas in the next question the poet is asked about a home. A home is made by loving and caring parents, brothers and sisters. The home is made up of a family, a loving family. The family consists of parents and children. So here loving and caring parents, brothers and children made a home. A home is made by loving and caring parents, brothers and sisters. The fourth, it has. Here the first the poet asks about a house. Here the poet asks about the home. A home has family members. What is a home has? A home has family members who care for each other without any selfish motives. Here, the family members can share and care and shower their love without any conditions. So, unselfish we can say here. Family members. A home has family members who care for each other without any selfish motives. Now look at the next question, children. Now complete these sentences about your house and home. That you have to complete the sentence about your house and home. My houses. Look at the answer. My house, your house. Look at the difference between house and home. Here the poet asks about the house. My house is, look at the answer, made up of bricks, marbles and tiles. It has beautiful windows made up of glass with a balcony and a roof. Here listen children, the house is made up of a material such as bricks, marbles, tiles and also windows which is made up of glass. Windows are made up of glass and there is balcony also there and also a roof. Look at the next question. The best thing about my home is, what is the best thing about your home? The best thing about my home is that all of us understand and help each other in any distress. So listen here children, everyone in the home, that is the family members, will help each other without any selfish, without unselfish, they help with each other. We live together peacefully, that all the members, the family members live together peacefully and take out time for each other. They spend time for each other. We care for each other. Everyone takes care of others. Now look at the differentiate between a house and a home on the basis of the poem. Look at this question children. The two questions combined as the third question. So listen children. A house is a structure made up of bricks and stones. It has windows, doors, chimneys and a roof. Listen children. First, there is a difference between a house and a home. The main theme of this poem is the difference between a house and a home. The first paragraph is about the house. A house is fully made up of bricks and also stones. The house has windows, doors, chimneys and also the roof. Now whereas this, that is the home, on the other hand, a home is a place where family members live together. Family members live together selflessly. Family members live together without any condition, selflessly. They love and care for each other. So listen again children, the house is made up of bricks and stones and also it consists of doors, chimneys, windows, etc. Whereas the home is the lovely place, a living place where we can share and enjoy with others and care. Everyone share and care their love without any condition. Children, now look at the Unit 1 supplementary, A Tale of Two Birds. This is a story about two birds, or you can say is the characteristic of the two birds who belongs to the same family. This story speaks and depicts the importance of the company one keeps. How one's company can impact one's behavior and build a character. How your friend is, the same way you will also behave. So we must have a good friends. So that is the main theme of this story, A Tale of Two Birds. Now look at the summary of the supplementary, A Tale of Two Birds. This story is all about a mother bird and her two newborn birds. The mother died in a storm and the two sons got separated from each other in the thunderstorm. Due to the strong wind, the tall tree that they lived on also fell and they were blown away to the other side of the forest. Listen children, there was a mother bird lived along with her two newborn birds. The mother bird died in the storm and the sons got separated. So one day a storm was taken place in the forest. So at the time the mother bird died in that and the two newborn birds, that is the two sons, separated from each other in the thunderstorm. So after the died of her, that is of the mother, the both birds, that is the two newborn birds, separated each other and both of it went in different directions. Due to the strong wind, the tall tree where the mother bird and the baby birds lived on also fell and they were blown away to the other side of the forest. So after the death of the mother, both the baby birds, that is the baby birds, ran away. You can say as blown away to the other side of the forest. Among the two birds, one bird reached a gang of robbers and the other landed near the Rishi's ashram. So listen children, there are two birds. After the death of the mother, the two birds ran away from the other directions and one bird reached a gang of the robbers. Robbers you can say as the thief, and whereas the next bird landed near the Rishi's ashram. The other bird went to the Rishi's ashram where the place of peace. One day a king got exhausted while following a deer. A king of that village, or can say as that place king, got exhausted while following a deer. So he went to the forest to catch the deer. So he followed the deer. He came and sat under the tree near the cave of robbers. The king forgot the route, the way to go. So he sat under the tree and the place was near the cave of robbers. Without knowing, the king sat under the tree where the robbers lived. There the king heard a big brown bird's voice. It was calling the robbers to rob the king. The king hurriedly got up from there and rode away. He reached near the Rishi's ashram. When the king sat under the tree and he take rest, he heard the big brown bird's voice. What did the voice said? It was calling the robbers. The bird called the robbers to rob the king. The king has so many jewels with him and also a horse also there. King hurriedly got up from there and rode away. He reached near the Rishi's ashram. When the king heard the voice of the bird about the robbers, when the king heard the voice of the bird, that the bird asked the robbers to rob the king. So the king started to run away from the place and he reached the Rishi's ashram. Here again he heard the bird's voice, but it was a complete contrast to what he heard earlier. This bird asked the king to take rest inside the ashram and wait for the rishi to come. The king was amazed to see the similar appearance of the birds, but this voice was too gentle. So listen children, when the king heard the voice of the bird about the robbers, the king ran away from the place and he reached the place of the rishi. Here also he heard the same voice of the bird, but it was a complete contrast to what he heard earlier. In early he heard the bad words of the bird, whereas here the bird was a very good and a polite. The bird asked the king to take rest inside the ashram and to wait until the entry of the rishi. The king was amazed. The king was surprised to see the similar appearance, the structure of the birds, but the voice was too gentle. Here the voice of the bird which is lived in the Rishi's ashram was gentle. The bird told the king that his brother had learnt that language from the robbers. When the Rishi came, the king shared the story of the birds with him. The Rishi smiled and said that it was the impact of the company that was being reflected on the behavior of the birds. Listen children, the bird asked the king to take rest inside the ashram and to wait for the king. The king also did the same, and the bird told the king was surprised on seeing the appearance of the birds, the similar appearance of the birds, but this voice was too gentle. There is a difference in the voice of the birds. The bird told the king that his brother, the brother of this bird which lived in the ashram, said that the brother was learned the language of the robbers. The bird was lived in the near the cave of the robbers, and the bird learned the language and the wordings of the robbers, whereas this bird lived in the ashram. So the bird was in a polite and also a peaceful bird. When the rishi came, the king shared the story of the birds. When the king came, That is when the rishi came, the king shared the story of the birds. That both the king shared the story of both the birds to the rishi. The rishi smiled on the words of the king, and the rishi said that it was the impact, the reflex, we can say as the reflection of the company that was being reflected on the behavior of the birds. The reflection of the birds, the behavior of the birds which the birds gathered from the place. Bird was not at fault. He was just repeating what he had heard, and the forest was full of varied surprises. So it was not the mistake of the bird, whereas the place where the bird lived, and he was just repeating, the bird was just repeating what he had heard, and the forest is full of varied surprises. There are so many surprises in the forest. The question answer, children. How did the two baby birds get separated? That there was two baby birds, and how the two baby birds separated. The two baby birds lived in a tall tree with their mother. One day a big storm blew. The tree came down. The mother bird was killed. The strong wind blew the two chicks away to the other side of the forest at a little distance from each other. Thus they got separated from each other. Listen children, there were two baby birds and how they separated. So that is the question. So listen, the two baby birds, there was a two baby birds lived in a tall tree with their mother. So one day a big storm blew. So in that big storm, the tree where the baby birds lived broken and it came down. So the mother bird was killed during that time, and a strong wind blew the two chicks, the two small baby birds, away to the other side of a forest at a little distance. So that is the two baby birds got separated due to the big storm, and the strong wind, the two baby birds get separated. Question children, where did each of them find a home? One of the young birds came down near a cave. A young robbers lived there. The other bird landed outside the ashram of a rishi a little distance. So listen children, after the strong wind, the two birds separated from each other in a different direction. Among the two birds, one young bird came down near a cave. That is among the two birds, one bird came near a cave. There the cave is fully covered with a gang of robbers. The gang of robbers lived, whereas other bird landed outside the ashram. So the place of peace. The other bird landed outside the ashram of a rishi at a little distance. There is a little distance between the two birds landed. Look at the third question children. What did the first bird say to the stranger? There are two birds are there. One bird lived in the cave of robbers, whereas the second bird lived in the rishi's ashram. So this question is about the first bird. What did the first bird say to the stranger? Here the stranger refers to the king. The first bird saw the stranger, that the first bird saw the king. He called the robbers. When the first bird saw the king, the first bird, that is the bird which is in the control of the robbers, he called the robbers to hurry up and rob the man of his jewels and his horse. So on seeing the king, the bird shouted the robbers to hurry up and rob the king's jewel and also his horse. Indirectly, he asked the stranger to leave the place at once. When the stranger, that is the king, heard the voice of this bird, he ran away from that place. The fourth question children, what did the second bird say to him? The first bird lived in the robber's place, whereas this second bird lived in the rishi's ashram. And what did this bird say? The second bird welcomed the king to the ashram. The second bird welcomed the king to the ashram. This bird requested the stranger, that is the king, to drink water, take rest and make himself comfortable. He added that his brother lived in the company of robbers, so he talked like them. So listen children, here the second bird which lived in the rishi's ashram welcomed the king, and it asked the king to take rest and to drink water and make himself comfortable in the place of the ashram, and he said that the rishi will be within a minute in the ashram. He added that his brother and this bird which lived in the rishi's ashram said that his brother who lived in the company of robbers, so he talked like this. So that bird lived in the company of the robbers, so he observed the words of the robbers. Fifth question, children. How did the rishi explain the different ways in which the two birds behaved? Here the rishi explained how the two birds behaved in a different way. The king told the rishi about the different behavior of the two birds. When the king saw the rishi, he explained about the different behaviors of the two birds. The rishi explained that the first bird repeated the words of the robbers. He explained that the first bird which is lived in the cave, that is near the cave of the robbers, reflected the words of the robbers. Whereas this second bird which is lived in the ashram repeated the words what he had always heard at the ashram. In the ashram, everyone will speak in a good way. So the bird which lived in this ashram heard the words of the people and speak only the good words. Their different ways were the result of their behaviors. Look at the next question, children. Which one of the following sums up the story best? There are three choices are there. What is the moral of them? What is the message you have gathered from this story? A tale of two birds. So look at the options. A bird in hand is worth two in the bush. One is known by the company one keeps. A friend in need is a friend indeed. What you learn from this story, children? That the bird which lived in the near the robber's place, it heard the words of the robbers and it repeat the same. Whereas the bird which lived in the rishi's ashram heard the words and the polite speech of the person who lived in the ashram and it also repeat the same. So the person one is known by the company who keeps. If your friend is very good in all his subject, in all his works, means definitely you will also follow him. If your friend is lazy, means then you will also become lazy. So one is known by the company one keeps. Children, learn this Unit 1 poem, prose and supplementary thoroughly for the upcoming periodic test 1. By the next class, we shall have a revision for the Unit 2 prose and also composition. 2 letters we have written, 2 composition and also 2 chapters grammar, articles and noun. So still then you have to practice this Unit 1 poem, prose and then supplementary. Thank you.